yell at me, because that's no fun for anyone. Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to your GEST Dota 2. Actually, I say welcome back, but it's our first match of the day, and in fact, the first match, well, one of the first matches of the group stages. You're watching the GEST Dota 2, brought to you by Dota Talk and presented to you today by Beyond the Summit, by myself, LD, of dotacommentaries.com, and, of course, of Beyond the Summit. We're casting iDeal from Thailand, got it right this time. Was mixing up with iZone earlier, facing off against Zenith, perhaps better known now as the TI3 champions. It's not really the full Zenith roster, not the team that they brought to the International 2 exactly, but they have XY playing, they have iceiceice playing, Sawamon is Mr. Dig over there. We won't say his full name, because that sounds like something we shouldn't say on the stream. But that's Sawamon from Aeon, as well as Kane, who I believe is also from Aeon, which I think at this point is disbanded. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they're actually a team anymore. Not sure if this is the new Zenith roster. I think iceiceice mentioned they're planning on using two different players for their Team 1v5 at the Asia. But that's neither here nor there. They're facing off against iDeal, who's using at least one stand-in, it looks like, named Nori. Boy, it feels weird to watch them in Dota 2. Haven't ever seen them play it. No idea how they're going to perform. But as far as our draft, we're going to do what I call speed draft, I guess. Bans. Invoker, Darkseer, Panda, Sand King, banned out by iDeal. Banned out by TA3 champs, Bat Rider, Templar Assassin, Tinker, Chaos Knight, and Necrolite. Picks for iDeal: Rubik, Nature's Prophet, Earthshaker. And the picks for Zenith or TI3 champs: Naga Siren, Jakiro, and Queen of Pain. Again, I am casting very late at night, and yesterday my roommate was not happy with my volume, so I am going to try to keep it down today. If I sound less excited, it's mostly just because I'm trying to be respectful and also not getting into a big fight at 5 in the morning. It's not quite 5 in the morning, but it will be fairly soon. So, with all that being said, good news for you guys is I don't really have many overlays. There's not a whole lot to screw up for GST. It's pretty much inevitable that I'm going to switch them correctly. As long as I do it once the game starts. Not making audio in Dota TV. Okay, we'll try toggling again. Hopefully that'll fix it. Oh, the chat. I'm kind of loud. Too loud where? In-game or on stream? Oh, you're trolling me. Oh, okay. See, I still don't have my coffee yet. Oh, you trolls. Okay, so GBT follow up with a Windrunner pick. TI3 champs go for the big Wombo combo. Look at this team fight lineup they have now. Son of the Siren, Black Hole, Ice Path, Macro Pyre, Scream of Pain, Sonic Wave, and by the way, there's a Dual Breath and a Riptide that you can just throw in as the icing on this proverbial cave. I toggled my microphone in Dota TV. Sonic Wave, my roommates. Yeah. You guys are cute. Alright, so let's see. GBT or iDeal don't really have a hard carry. Don't have anyone who goes particularly... GBT is their sponsor, isn't it? Yeah, iDeal doesn't really have anyone who goes particularly... Well, it's Gigabyte. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, anyway. I'm really not waking up too quickly, am I? Derp. Well... They don't really have a hard carry yet. They have the Prophet, they have this Windrunner, so two sort of semi-carries. Nobody scales particularly well late game. They have some good counter-initiation. They have some good ways to deal with the team fight of TI3 champ, or Zenith, or Aeon, whatever you want to call them. They have this Rubik who can steal Black Hole. They have Earthshaker for the long-range counter-initiation. Fidget, a pretty good way to deal with Black Hole. It is very difficult to land one. I think we're going to see either just a BKB rush from this Enigma, or equally likely perhaps is just going for that mechanism, just going for more of the pushing kind of map control build, which is what we see traditionally. And this game, although they have this big teamfight potential, there's so much counter-initiation on the part of iDeal, it's not going to be easy to get it off. And iDeal pick up the Swagger Fiend. Hell friggin' yeah. So we're going to get a Shadow Fiend on the board. And let's see if they can make this one work. Now, it's a tough game to be a Shadow Fiend, I gotta say. There's a lot of lockdown, there's a lot of burst damage, there's a lot of ganking power for this TI3 champ team. iDeal do have some good defensive heroes, mainly the Earthshaker and the Prophet TPing in. That's what's going to keep this guy alive, and it looks like I am broadcasting in-game, so whatever issues we had before should be resolved now. It's really going to be up to the Earthshaker and the Prophet to protect the Shadow Fiend, because if you look at TI3 champs, they have great heroes to roam and gank him. Enigma out of the jungle, Twin-Headed Dragon maybe with a Smoke of Deceit. Naga probably won't be leaving her lane, and then of course Queen of Pain if she gets matched up against him. But introducing the players, and Ed on the Earthshaker, 4 Clarity Potions already picked up. Upper handling the Rubik. Is this an offensive tri-lane? It looks like it might be. And he's already got Observer Wards. Min would be the farmer if this is a tri-lane, and a pretty strong tri-lane. Any tri-lane with a Windrunner, her auto attack is so damn good. The animation, the base damage, that you can really win a lane just with those auto attacks. And Ice thinks he can solo this lane. I don't think that's going to happen. In fact, Ice has got to be careful about his positioning here. Going to get spotted out. Actually, a really nice spot to spot the enemy rotation.
30 seconds to
you can see way up the lane, and you can see this way. So pretty smart positioning by him. Just something to keep in mind for the newer players out there. But this is going to be a tough lane for this Naga Siren. BZ on the middle lane. He'll be handling that Shadow Fiend. And Nori, the stand-in on the safe lane, playing the Nature's Prophet. Meanwhile, over on the side of the TI3 champions, we have King, formerly, or at least was from Aeon in the International 2 East qualifiers. Don't know if that team exists anymore, but he'll be playing the Broodmother in this game, handling that offlane role. Eyes going to be playing the Jakiro, and I believe he actually is... Oh, is he Freedom? I think he's xfreedom. No, I looked at the wrong one. Damn it. Eyes. Ah, Kitty. Stop changing your name. Yeah, that's xfreedom. So xfreedom playing the Jakiro. We have I Just Want to Shoot, or XY, playing the Queen of Pain. Or wait, no, this guy's XY, isn't he? Oh, that's Ice. Oh, they're confusing me. No, this is XY. This is XY. This is XY. Okay, so we have XY playing that, and then Sawaman on the Enigma. God, these guys. So Sawaman also did play for Aeon in the past. So 2 Aeon players, or at least former Aeon players, on the team today. And of course, iceiceice, the one who isn't trolling me. Well, he's cast with me, so now he can't get away with trolling me anymore. I'll just yell at him. But he's playing that Naga Siren. So, as far as the lanes go, Naga Siren is a little bit of a... You notice the double Reigns of Protection. Wants to go for Tranquil Boots as well as that Reign of Basilius in this lane. Nice, sort of cheap, cost-effective items. Now, not sure he's going to even be able to farm these, to be totally honest with you. Let's see, does Eyes have Sentry Wards? He does, and he's going to make his first foray into the jungle. If he can get this ward off the map, you'll notice they also warded off the small camp just to block that Enigma from jungling. This is the most important camp to be able to jungle with as Enigma early on, but he doesn't need it the way that a hero like Axe does. It just helps him because it's a consistent source of gold and pretty easy to farm. You can get your 6 Eidolons off of that and then transition back towards this camp. But with good micro, you can see even at level 1, you can easily take the mighty Ursa Warrior. It is no match for the Enigma. So Naga hitting level 2. This lane, once they hit level 2, they got to start getting aggressive. Use that Telekinesis Fade Bolt. Really zone iceiceice out of the lane. But it's difficult to get aggressive. And the ward was removed. They did manage to deward this. Good job by Eyes. Or Freedom, I should say. Showing off his support skills in this game. It is very difficult to tower dive. Although it's only 2 heroes, it's a Jakiro as well as a Naga Siren. Between the net and Ice Path, if you get caught under the tower, you're dying quickly. Windrunner should be fine once she has a point in Windrun, but aside from that, these heroes can't really get too aggressive. So on paper, it seems like a great tri-lane. Because of the specific hero matchups, it's not clear that it's going to work out. I also want to point out that the support has rotated out of this lane. In fact, Eyes is doing some dewarding, setting up that small camp. He may even just start doing some pulls towards the middle lane. And part of the reason they can do this is that they dewarded, so they don't have to worry about the backstab wraparound ganks coming from the Earthshaker, coming from the Rubik. They pretty much know exactly where everyone's going to be. Let's take a quick look at our other 2 lanes, since they will be important. Shadow Fiend going mid, only 3 and 2 CS on him so far, having a tough time against XY. Once the last hits start coming, the lane does get a bit easier. But these first few levels, oh, they're tough. And look at the harassment. In fact, this might be a first blood attempt. Ice Path will hit. In comes the Jakiro from the sidelines, the gank, the rotation, and that'll be our first blood. It will be our first blood, I swear. Damn it. Yes, it will. Barely going to be enough in the end. You could saw the Prophet wanted to TP and wanted to counter gank, but just not quite able to lock anyone down. But a nice rotation from iceiceice. Because they placed these wards in the jungle and they were running the aggressive tri-lane, they didn't actually have vision to prevent that rotation mid, and rather greedy and dangerous to do that when you're running a hero like Shadow Fiend mid. Generally with Shadow Fiend mid, you want to protect him even more so than other heroes, not leave him completely out to dry. Lack of vision absolutely cost him in that particular situation. Top lane is a Prophet versus a Broodmother. With the Sentry Wards up, Prophet can somewhat hold his own for the first few levels, but as both heroes start to level up, this lane really favors the Broodmother in lane, and where the Prophet gains his advantage is the fact that he can go help the other lanes. The question is, what lanes is he going to be able to help? He can't really kill Quap mid unless she dives the tower, because otherwise she'll just be able to blink out a Sprout. Bottom lane, big aggression going out. Fissure was tried to use to slow down the aggression from iceiceice, and well, you're seeing Jakiro's power in these tri-lane situations. If you hit an Ice Path and a Riptide on a couple of heroes, that is so much AoE that you pretty much can't do anything. They really wanted to get a first blood at, say, that level 1, level 2 mark, and once you miss that window of opportunity, this tri-lane, not the most reliable. Shackle Shot's not super reliable. The burst damage is not insane. They don't have anything like Soul Catcher or Alina, who's just got 2 AoE nukes. So far, so good. Zenith really winning all of their lanes at this point. And remember, they're doing this with an Enigma in the jungle, who is, by the way, the high farmer in this game so far. Has the Soul Ring, can afford his boots. This is one of those rare games where rushing a Blink Dagger wouldn't actually be a bad idea. You may have your Blink by the time Earthshaker has his boots, or even before he gets them, at the rate the game's going. Regen bottled up by the Queen of Pain. Shadow Fiend's actually just left the bait, or left the lane. He's gonna have to go heal. And once you die once to a hero like Queen of Pain as Shadow Fiend, unless someone rotates in mid, unless you say the Earthshaker protecting you, you really can't do a whole lot. He's going to have to do some bottle crowing. That'll help him to stay in this lane, but realistically, even with all these bottle charges, he can still easily die to a Queen of Pain tower dive. And that's not even counting the rotations in. Their supports are finally going to look to leave this lane. They place a Magic Bush Horde, but the damage is already done. Jakiro's already hit level 2, already level 3 in fact. Enigma's level 5, he can farm any camp with absolute ease. Prophet spamming his ult, mainly just to kill off those spiderlings. Just wants to get some gold and have more of an impact in the mid game. Not trying to save that ult to get kills now. I feel they really need to find a way to gank this bottom lane, because once Naga hits 6, it gets almost impossible to get kills there. Denied. Prophet already used his ult, but even just the TP Sprout could really make the difference. Hasn't left the lane yet. Again, that's the only lane he can gank. He can't really go... He doesn't have vision of the Enigma in the jungle, and TPing onto Enigma when he's got his Eidolons, or some amount of conversions, generally goes the other way. Generally, the Enigma will just kill you, because those conversions do a ton of damage. That window of opportunity is about to close. iceiceice is getting close to 6, and at that point, it just becomes a farm race, and when you're running the offensive tri-lane, the enemy is a defensive jungle Enigma who you haven't slowed down, you haven't killed, and they've already done a couple pulls. It's tough to win a farm war middle lane. A big dive from I Just Want to Shoot. Or XY, getting that solo kill. In comes Nori, though. This might be the counter initiation. He's got the blink. He's bottling up. He's gonna live. Will he get another blink off? He doesn't have a TP scroll, but he can blink down into the river. Will his retreat be cut off? Here comes the cavalry. In fact, Prophet's probably gonna die. The Ice Path snipes him at a killing spree. Double kill for I Just Want to Shoot, although the game doesn't declare it as such. Prophet not only fails to protect that solo mid, but he ends up getting killed. Nice defensive fissure. Telekinesis is gonna stun too. And they should be able to get away, but that's the extent of the victory for iDeal. I think showing that they don't fully understand how to play Dota 2 just yet. Going for, you know, this offensive tri-lane, something that, if anything, we'd expect to see more out of a Pinoy team. The solo's not what we expect from the Pinoys, but just not really accounting for the early laning aggression, not accounting for the jungle presence of the Enigma. Here comes the TP onto iceiceice. No Song of the Siren, no mana for it, but look how tanky his Sprout is there. No Quelling Blade, no Tangos in the Fissure, the Power Shot. They finally get on the board. It did take 4 heroes to do that, and remember, whenever you're ganking as this Prophet, you're not dealing with Broodmother. Broodmother now going to be pressuring this top lane.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They are going to get their first tier 1, so it looks like at this point iDeal have decided we can't really win these even number confrontations. We have to abuse our profit, we have to abuse the +1 to make up for the fact that we've lost the early game. Try and get some towers. Oh boy, look at that experience graph. Let's actually check the hero levels at this point in the game. We have 4 Radiant heroes 6 or higher, and 4 Dire heroes that are 5 or lower. That is an absolutely filthy level of experience. Differential, or difference. That is a massive difference between the two teams. And the problem is, the more that they're grouping up, the farther they're falling behind on experience. Right, and for a lot of people in the chat, I see there's some flaming of iDeal. They haven't exactly been playing a lot of Dota 2. A lot of these Dota 1 teams are just starting to adapt. We've seen it from other teams like MSI, Evo, GT, Mineski. A lot of the sort of top GEST, IDC teams are just starting to at least play Dota 2 a little more. And it's tough to play both games. It's tough to make that transition back and forth. We saw it with the Chinese teams before the International 2, that everyone thought they were really bad or that they just weren't going to do well in Dota 2, that they were only successful at Dota 1, and, well, we've since learned that's not the case. Fissure will hit on King. The Tri-Lane's just going to rotate. They're going to switch up top. They're going to leave Prophet to handle bottom, but he can't fight against this Naga with her 13 armor. Look, he barely even scratches her. Barely even dents her. iceiceice is going to walk in. This should be a kill. In comes a smoked up Enigma. Meanwhile, on the top lane, looks like Queen of Pain finds a kill. This will be the death of the Prophet. Prophet's going to drop. No, he's TP'd out. Oh, Black Hole and the Song of the Siren. Oh my goodness, they really wanted that kill. Queen of Pain dies top, overextends. That's a big kill to give up, but it's a great kill if they get some additional ones in return. And we see King now picking one up. Song of the Siren and Black Hole. Are you kidding me? Talk about overkill, guys. They do get the kill, and they're far enough ahead that they can really afford to use these ults like that. The big thing, though, isn't anything that we saw in the bottom lane. It's the tier 1 going down, because now Naga has free reign over the enemy jungle. Now Kane has... Wait a second. Did he just... How did he get this? How did he get this Enigma headdress? Why does he have this? I thought this was a dire item for a second, but somehow he's taken his Enigma's headdress. Maybe some team trolling going on in this game. Kane and Swamon. Cheeky, cheeky. Alright, so, let's, we do have an early mech coming for the Prophet. Not as early as you would like. You'd really want to have it on your solo Prophet at this point, but unfortunately Nori's left the lane just a few too many times. Hasn't actually gotten on the board as far as kills go and has died twice. But he's still going to have a mech around that 11-12 minute mark, which can make a pretty big difference. Especially in these smaller scale engagements when here like Queen of Pain or a Broodmother is just diving aggressively. They are getting the Rubik some farm. And they do have a tough lineup to fight into without the Black Hole, but they're going to try for it anyway. Ice Path only connecting on the Windrunner. That's it. Earthshaker waits to back up, and in comes the Queen of Pain. Has that ult. Will she jump into the middle of the fray? Not going to do so. BZ ushering everyone away with those raises. Meanwhile, the rotation up to the top lane from Nori. Nori going to try and hold down this Brood. Is he really just not giving this headdress back? Are you mad? Is the king mad? Oh, this is funny. I wonder if this is a troll or if he just hasn't gotten a chance to give it back to him yet. The courier's finally going to journey top. I think it'll be being redelivered to him fairly soon. Still looking pretty good for Zenith. The big thing is that Brood has had a good start, Queen of Pain has had a good start, and Naga is farming okay. And okay is pretty damn good when you consider the lane she's up against. An offensive tri-lane with an Earthshaker, a Windrunner, and a Rubik. Oh, this Earthshaker's not level 6. King could go on him if he wants to. Maybe a bit worried about Sentry Wards, none on the Earthshaker. Mechanism is up on the Prophet, so what does the King do? He plays like a boss. Just gonna cut off the creep wave, start mowing down those creeps. Even sending the Spiderlings to do a little bit of hunting. Oh, he spots the courier, that's what he's after. The Spiderlings will trap it. Nope, just kidding. He can't actually trap a courier with Spiderlings. A couple of heroes rotating up top. I just want to shoot. Really wants to find these solo kills. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, big dive onto Min. Looks like he will be dying momentarily, so we turn our attention up to the Queen of Pain, who is actually doing nothing. No, the sleep used just to try and kill up Min. One more slice, he'll get him, but expensive kills. Always having to use these big ults to do it, which means they can't defend their towers as easily. As I say that, they do have a black hole up, and Enigma finally has his headdress back. He's finally got his mojo. This should be an easy fight now. How can you possibly lose once you've got your headdress on your Enigma? In comes the Broodmother. And thrown into the fray is Sawamon. Free Force Staff, if you will. Now oh, he just has to catch this Rubik. The Fissure is cooling down, and that's going to be one kill. Ice Path missing wildly, but just trying to usher away those supports. Down goes the Shadow Fiend as well. 2 heroes dead, and the chase is on. Potentially the route is on. This Earthshaker should be falling soon. Level 4 Blink. It will cool down. Blink in. End of the Scream. There's no TP scroll. Nothing that Earthshaker can do but die here. One more Blink. One more Scream. He's got these 7 wand charges. Will blink it again. Looking for the Scream. Fishing for the Scream. He shoots. He scores. And picks up the kill.
In at the ears.
Score now 10-2. And the pressure, the split push from TI3 champs is just getting underway. Not sure they're playing like TI3 champs in this game, but certainly doing enough to win it from the looks of things. I'm not bored, I just can't yell because my roommates are sleeping. It's 2 AM here. For anyone who thinks I'm bored, I just have to keep my voice down. I am enjoying the game very much, don't you worry. Blink in, Scream over the top. Queen of Pain, just some harassment, and a tri-lane Windrunner who has no items to speak of, only sitting on 3,200 gold. Phase Boots are into Basilius. Is there something on the courier for her? Nope, nothing there. Tower will be claimed. This is going to be an Aghanims picked up pretty soon by XY. And at that point, I assume it's an Aghanims. It could be a BKB, but when you're this far ahead, generally you just want to get the Ags and just start instantly destroying, melting down these supports. On the bottom lane, Nori thinking about a TP away, canceling it, now going again. Rotating towards the top lane. And honestly, what can he do? Once this Orchid is up, he's going to have to worry about Broodmother just solo killing him. He'll have to carry a TP scroll. He'll have to be on cooldown to even enter the lane. And this is the danger of not shutting down that Broodmother early. Zenith did a really good job of identifying what iDeal wanted to do with their lanes, expecting a solo Prophet in that safe lane, and punishing it. If it was something with 2 or 3 heroes here, you can actually shut the Brood down, but just a solo Prophet, even with Sentry Wards, he can't do it. You try to harass him, it's not going to be enough. Broodmother's getting a little aggressive here. Kane's going on to Nori, just trying to force on the rotation, and look what happens. 3 heroes forced to rotate into the top lane, while on the side of Zenith, they're just farming. Middle lane being pressured by Queen of Pain, bottom lane being pressured by Naga Siren, and the 2 supports. Doing some good work on this bottom side of the map, farming up the jungle, now rotating into the lane. And Zenith could do this all day long because their powerful split pushing semi-carries had a good start, because they've knocked down 2 of the outer towers, and especially that tier 1 top. There's just not a whole lot iDeal can do. They need 3 or 4 heroes to deal with the Brood, to deal with the Queen of Pain. But when you devote 3 or 4 to one of those, that means you have only 1 or 2 heroes to deal with the rest. It's not a good situation. There is a Song of the Siren, and there's a black hole, I believe. Enigma, no, 20 seconds to go. If they manage to get that black hole back up before this tower drops, this could easily be a massive team fight coming out for Zenith.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Nobody wants to deal with this Brood. This is, you know, when you have a chore to do. If any of you had to do chores as a kid or still do, and yeah, nobody wants to do the chore, and you're all trying to like sort of fight to see who can avoid it. That's what's going on right now. Here's the Song of the Siren, catches out 4. Where's that black hole? Macro Pyre, black hole on everyone. Queen of Pain, oh, can you say wombo combo? Oh boy, that's the power of that Song of the Siren black hole. Just no chance whatsoever. Absolutely massacred. Just destroyed and instantly melted down. I'm running out of words to describe how painful that looked, but with that teamfight victory, TI3 champs are going to start pushing top, looking to really seize control of this game. And, you know, we talked about iDeal having the counter to the black hole. Well, not the counter, but some ways to deal with it. With the Fissure, with the Rubik being able to steal it. But you have to stay positioned properly. You have to be very far back from the rest of your team. And we saw them get clumped up there, get caught out of position. And honestly, they all died so fast just to the Song of the Siren that I don't know if they could have done anything Even without the black hole, the macro pyre and the sonic wave. The Sonic Wave alone were almost enough to kill them. They're so underfarmed. They don't have a pipe up yet. They don't have a BKB on the Shadow Fiend. They don't have the items they need to deal with TI3 champs' burst damage in the mid game. Now Kane's got his Orchid. He can start finding solo kills on the heroes like Windrunner, or at least forcing TPs out, and in fact, he's going to try and assassinate the Earthshaker, I think. Oh, come on, Kane. You know you want to. It actually would be a pretty bad idea, since there are two heroes that he can see. But just the threat of him doing it means that they have to be extra careful. And look at the freedom with which TI3 champs move through the map. They have heroes aggressively posting up in the enemy jungle. They have this Broodmother farming that top lane, and the TP out won't be available because here comes the Ice Path and the Malefice. Easy kill claimed. Ice, ice, ice. He's got 3,500 gold. He could maybe sell something to buy his relic if he wants to do so. Now they blink in, they jump the Prophet. Prophet sprouted himself in with the Queen of Pain. Now tries to TP out. That net being held very patiently by Ice. Whoa. Doesn't cancel the teleport. I really thought it would interrupt it, since it says it interrupts it. But okay. I guess not. I guess it doesn't actually interrupt teleport. Well, that's pretty fortunate for Prophet. That was like a full second after his TP. Yeah, I'm as confused as you guys in the chat.
Top tower is under attack.
It definitely interrupts other things that have a long cast time.
Top tower has fallen.
Now, I know you can start casting teleport again, but it should reset the cast time when you do it. Either way, they blink on a Nori. This should be potentially over aggression. There's the mech to turn this one around. BKB is popped. He's going man mode. He does find the kill. Shadow Fiend almost turning that fight around, though, and that Queen of Pain kill would have been absolutely huge. He's going for a Shadow Blade. He's going for a Lothar's Edge. Oh, this is an interesting adjustment for the Shadow Fiend. Meanwhile, in the top lane, the pressure continues from Kane. Looks like it will be a pretty easy Roshan being claimed here by Zenith. And with this Broodmother constantly pressuring the top lane, it makes it very difficult to actually contest the Roshan. Not to mention you're contesting... Well, Enigma's just rushing a Refresher. He's going for the big bling bling items. In comes Prophet, TP's in on the high ground, wants to contest this. Will he pay for it? Shackle on the Earthshaker. Or excuse me, onto the Twin-Headed Dragon, holding him in place. I just want to shoot, jumps in. No BKB, it's cooling down for him. Echo Slam doing some decent damage. The Black Hole is going to whiff completely, but they do manage to get the Roshan during this time. Roshan is magic immune, so you can kill him off while using that sleep. Completely whiffing on the Black Hole. Crucially, it is not stolen by the Rubik, though, who is busy dealing with this top lane. Steals Insatiable Hunger. You really want the Spiderlings or maybe the Webs, not Insatiable Hunger. Zenith not exactly fired on all cylinders themselves, but doing enough to pull ahead in this game by a massive margin at this point. Now iceiceice has the Aegis, has a Sacred Relic up, and this fuels the split push. You have three heroes that can just push a lane by themselves very freely, pretty much all day. BKB on the Queen of Pain, so you can't kill her. They just can't kill her, and maybe if they hit a Shackle Shot, that's pretty much it. If they hit a Shackle Shot, they have a chance of killing Queen of Pain. Otherwise, it's not happening. Kane, very unlikely to bring him down because he's just moving so fast in those webs. Just to get in range to land a fissure, very tough. Let alone to get the chain stun you need to bring him down. And then iceiceice, you really can't gank Naga. So these three heroes can just split push all day. And iDeal, they don't have many answers for it. We saw yesterday that IG sort of dealt with the split push just by having a Night Stalker who, at the very least, could force heroes to use things like Song of the Siren. Like their BKBs charges in, voids them, and silences them. And if they don't, then they risk death. But there's not a similar option for iDeal. They don't have heroes that can punish split pushing. Aside from Prophet, but to do that, Prophet needs a lot more items than he's got. They're at a point in this game where It's going to be death by 1,000 cuts. If that's how they want to play it, Shackle Shot won't latch. This is really, well, unless you die at the tower, then you just die at the tower. That was a little bit aggressive. Now Nori being dove on the bottom lane. Radiance to burn him down. Macro Pyre thrown in as well. He will drop. iceiceice finds the kill. Immediate buyback from Nori. Wants to turn this around. Wants to punish iceiceice with the aggression, with the overextension. Or is it? Because in the back lines, it's actually the Jakiro getting picked up. Zenith really getting sloppy, really getting greedy here. Giving up 2 kills. The Queen of Pain is a big kill to give up as well. They don't kill iceiceice though. The Aegis is still in line. The Broodmother problem has not really been addressed. So the foundations of the split push death by 1,000 cut style are definitely still there. Not ideal, not at a point where they can actually win the game off of that fight. If they win a few more, if they win a couple more engagements, then they have a chance. By the way, Enigma's almost got himself a refresher orb, and Upper's gonna die to the Radiance Burn. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's an Enigma refresher orb. So, if at first you don't succeed, try again. No black hole for him. Nothing he can do. Web drop just a few seconds too late, and he'll TP out. Mew on the bottom lane. Man mode. He wants to TP away. He wants to escape. No. No mercy from XY. Just brutally beats down that Nature's Prophet. XY has gone for the ultimate orb, but looks like... Whoa, whoa, iceiceice! Iceiceice! That's not your base! Gonna drop the Aegis. Is there a fissure to prevent that cast? He can drop the fissure! Drop the fissure! He'll nail it! Requiem Souls to follow it up! Iceiceice thrown in the air! Ice just throwing away his life and the Aegis. Is Zenith really... well, they're still winning in terms of gold. They're still winning in terms of experience. But it's not the Queen of Pain who's died. It's the Broodmother who's died. The Aegis has been wasted. Ice died as well. Or no, sorry, the Broodmother did not die. The Queen of Pain and the Twin-Headed Dragon. But they are giving up quite a few kills. And, you know, you give up enough of these. Sure, gold-wise you might be really far ahead. But experience will start to turn around. We haven't really seen it yet. But giving up a kill on a very highly leveled solo semi-carry means that your opponents get tons of experience. It's sort of a built-in comeback mechanic into Dota 2, into any type of Dota game. The farther ahead you are, the more your opponents benefit from killing you. So the split push continues, the aggressive farming of the enemy jungle continues. The refresher orb is here, and that may be what they need to end this game, to breach into that high ground. With 2 black holes to work with, as well as the Jakiro for all that AoE damage, plus the Radiance. Oh, we talked about it before. Just 1,000,000,001 magical spells. It all comes down to this Earthshaker having some great positioning, as well as the Rubik. If they can sit back and steal things like Black Hole, steal things like Song of the Siren, or just have the Fissure in position to cancel Black Hole, then they have a chance. But if they don't have pristine position, if they get caught out, there's no way that iDeal can take a team fight. The weight rests on the shoulders of these 2 supports. If iDeal want to claw their way back in this game, it's all about those 2. So for everyone just tuning in, this is a best out of 1 format. We're just in the group stages right now, and you're watching Zenith face off against iDeal. It's not really the full Zenith roster. They have 2 players from Aeon, or what was formerly known as Aeon. Suwaman handling this Enigma, as well as the King playing Broodmother. So it's 3 Zenith players and 2 Aeon players. Here we go though, top lane. It's a big dive onto Min. Min dropping low, pops the wind run. Not enough. He'll go down to this aggression. And meanwhile, the split push coming in on the bottom lane. Earthshaker nowhere near a Blink Dagger. He's just going for bracers, just trying to get tanky enough he can walk in and drop his ult, which honestly in this game is probably the best you can hope to do. You're not farming to blink. You can't even pull your gold anymore because of the changes that were made recently to recipe costs, or recipe resale values. It used to be when you resold a recipe, I think you would get 80 or 90% of your gold back. Now you get significantly less. And then gets netted. He'll get caught out. Not the best positioning from him. And he'll go down. The 2 heroes that could win them a team fight just instantly assassinated. And with this BKB up on Queen of Pain, we said those supports have to stay back, but they just couldn't quite do it. Here comes the Requiem Souls. Ice drops low. Black hole number 1. Where's the second? He doesn't have the refresher orb. Doesn't look like he needs it. That'll be the death of the Prophet. 4 heroes about to drop. 4 heroes will die. And TI3 champs played more like champions than they were earlier. Shackle Shot not going to latch. Gigabyte, or iDeal, sponsored by Gigabyte, just showing, I think, that lack of experience in Dota 2. Just getting a little bit outplayed, and a learning experience for them. The good news is, it's the group stages. They'll have some more opportunities. And they not only GG, but they also forfeit for good measure. Went for the aggressive tri-lane against the Naga against the twin-headed dragon, got dewarded immediately. Didn't gank the jungle Enigma, which is normally something that you want to do when you run an offensive tri-lane, is go gank that jungle Enigma, put some pressure on him, shut him down. Didn't provide any support for the Shadow Fiend, either in the form of an Earthshaker backing him up, or in the form of wards. They didn't have any wards for him, so for all these reasons, as well as just putting Prophet against Brood, and then Prophet ganking a few times and not succeeding, ended up giving away to kill to the Queen of Pain. They got a little bit risky with the lanes, and when it didn't work out, there wasn't really a plan B for this team. TI3 champs mostly benefiting from their opponent's mistakes, but also making some smart decisions of their own. And they'll take this game, they'll take this best out of one, and they'll be off to a 1-0 start in the group stages. Here comes iceiceice, got the boots of travel, doesn't even have any feet, but why not get 2 pairs of boots? What does he do? Just throw them onto his tail, I guess? Needs his power treads, needs to get his hands on some phase boots. 1 boot for each illusion. Just stick it onto the end of the tail. So they will take this game, and it'll be iDeal, who start off 0-1 in the group stages. Again, it is group stages. Losing a game, especially to a team like Zenith, who's one of the strongest teams in this event. Nothing to be ashamed about, nothing to be worried about. But you definitely want to start picking up wins so you can move forward from these group stages. Nice black hole on 3, and they'll all melt. And now Rage and Reap calling Zenith orange, which is probably going to raise some hairs on the... Oh boy. Well guys, that wraps it up for this game. Zenith take the series 1-0 over iDeal. We'll be coming back soon with another best out of 1. It's all group stage action here on Beyond the Summit. You've been watching the GEST Dota 2 tournament brought to you by Dota Talk and presented to you by Beyond the Summit. I'm LD, of course. If you enjoy my casting, Facebook, twitter.com/ldDOTA. VODs for all of today's games will be available in this channel. Twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit/videos. We'll make them later today. And if you'd like, I will upload them to YouTube as well, so youtube.com/ldDOTA for that. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We'll be coming back soon with some more games, so stay tuned.